Good day, welcome back to my channel. So I have the oil pin wash down, and now it'll be time for letting that all dry up and finish, and then finally doing some detailing for where we are, and then getting into the dust effects and so forth, which are next. The oil is still damp, so it's going to take a little bit. I also have rope ladder put on because I needed to see how all this was going to hang and go, and want to make sure I got that in the right place. Working on taking care of the legs, and then I have detailing, like smoke detailing, to do for all the vents here, and then the discoloration of the gun, all of those. So still quite a bit more to do, but all I've gotten so far is essentially the wear and tear with the oil pin wash. And for those who do armor and so forth, oil pin wash is really one of the real important pieces to help draw out shading and so forth. It's very intentionally heavy, especially in certain areas. This area here is it's still drying up, so I'm going to feather these in just a little bit more than where they are right now. I'm intentionally going for like the oil leaks down there and so forth. And that's kind of where this one's going. I'm going to need to reglue these legs because it's still taking a little bit to go. I have the canopy on where I want it. I need to put the braces that up in it. I'm also probably going to put a handle like right here, as well as one here and a couple other places, just so that it looks like, you know, there would be useful handles for the crew to crawl around on the machine. The other thing that I have gotten done is we've got stowage, you know, a shovel and packs and so forth up in there, so that'll help add to that for the look. So I'm getting there, right? I'm actually getting this kind of where I want it to be, and then we will, when the oil is done drying, which will probably be later on tomorrow, we'll come back and do some dust effects, which we'll have here shortly. So yeah, that's really kind of, you know, one step. So now that this is in, we'll come back when I get to the dust effects. So I also wanted to show how I did the rope ladder. And so I made this jig. It's very similar to the same kind of jig that riggers use for sailing ships. And I used a couple of types of different threads. And this is me trying the first one with the cross threads being heavier. This is what it looked like with it being lighter. And I felt like that actually ended up looking much better. So essentially how this jig works, right? And this is, I'm pretty just going to show you just how this all overall works. Is you put the vertical threads and you tie those off, and then you just run loops of the cross threads. And like I said, this is the same kind of jig that would be used by those who make model ships. And this is exactly how you do it. You just go in with white glue at each of the corners and you dot it. And if you go take a look, like rat lines, right? And so when I did the black pearl, I used exactly the same method. And all you do is just where the two things cross, you add a dot of glue, and then go away and let that dry. And then when you're done, you end up having essentially a rope ladder. And when it was done, this is what the two of them look like together. And I like the ones that had the smaller rungs. And so those are the ones we ended up going with. See, it was pretty easy to make. And so this is what this looks like before the oils really got put on and feathered into this, right? A little bit of color. I want to see what it looked like against what was going to be the diorama and sort of the background. And then we'll transition, take a look here with as the oil started getting applied and blended. You can see like the soot around the machine gun, the barrel tips and so forth. There's where you see much more cleaned up the front where those big splotches of black were. So that's pretty much where we are so far. And I hope this has been useful and entertaining. And until next time, happy modeling.